What's up, guys? Welcome to the Jank Divers, where we dive in to the janky side of Commander. I'm Isaac.
And I'm Brent. And today, we're going to be making an EDH snacks tier list. Which snacks should you bring to your Commander game night party? And to assist us in this endeavor, we've brought on our snack expert, John.
Hello, I'm John, and I'm a snack expert.
So, tell us, John, how long have you been enjoying snacks?
Well, I'll tell you, Isaac, I've been enjoying snacks ever since I was born.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell us, John, what are some of your favorite snacks?
Well, some of my favorite snacks happen to be Cheetos and some good old sweet tarts.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Well, today, we're not going off of just our favorite snacks alone. We're going off of what would be the best kind of snacks to bring to your EDH game night. Now, boys, today, we're not going to be biased at all. All right, we are going to try to be completely unbiased and just pick these snacks that would be the best to play Magic with. Okay?
All right.
We all agree on that. That being said, circus peanuts, absolutely trash. These are disgusting.
If you
absolutely
like
the
circus
worst.
peanuts, you're a psychopath.
Absolutely, I agree wholeheartedly. All right. So with that out of the way. What do we got here? Okay, Cheetos Puffs. Probably pretty bad, huh? You got cheese dust?
Yeah, I
all
think
over your
the
fingers.
cheese dust getting over your cards, especially if like you have some heathen friends who play unsleeved, like that could be potentially dangerous to your cards.
Yeah, I've seen people like that before. I saw some guy play his Atrex's Super Friends decks completely unsleeved, and it was mad lad.
It was terrifying.
Mad lad.
However, Cheetos Puffs are not circus peanuts, so I think they should go into the C tier.
I was going to say, the taste of Cheetos, however, does, I believe, bring it into a higher tier.
All right, I'd agree with that. Cheetos are pretty good.
You can minimize the downside with sleeves as long as you clean your sleeves after. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Just bust out one of those toilet brushes, scrub down your sleeves.
Make them all nice and shiny.
Cheez-Its. Now Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its are tasty. They're basically crumb-free. They're pretty good snacks.
Yeah.
Until you get down to the bottom of the bag, I would put these fairly high.
They're not completely clean, but they're definitely up there. They're they
nothing that you can't brush off on your shirt.
Exactly.
Or anything.
Yeah. So a solid B or A for me.
I'm thinking A tier.
I'm thinking
A
A
tier
tier.
sounds
A
reasonable.
tier. A tier. That's right. All right. Chips Ahoy. Chips Ahoy cookies. Cookies are pretty good.
Yeah.
They're a little bit crummy. Personally, I like cookies dipped in milk. So if you're dipping in milk, it can get a little drippy.
It can.
And a little bit gooey.
Yeah, but we'll just assume the base Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
Now, personally, Chips Ahoy are not my favorite kind of cookies, but they're not bad by any stretch.
Yeah.
And I do think that
Definitely ain't your mama's homemade chocolate chip
yeah,
cookies.
yeah. But the Chips Ahoy, they're cleaner than Cheetos, but they're messier than Cheez-Its.
Exactly.
So I think they could have a
B?
B tier.
A B
I think
tier?
a B tier.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Twizzlers. Twizzlers. These probably pinnacle of snackage right here. Like, not messy at all. Like,
Exactly.
They're not messy. I will say though, some people hate Twizzlers. I don't, but like I do think Twizzlers are a fairly controversial snack.
Oh, really?
Would you all agree with that? Or
Snack expert John.
Have you ever heard of people disliking Twizzlers? Because I feel like a lot of people just hate these things, and a lot of other people like them.
While I do see people that hate Twizzlers, I do think that the majority of people are not Twizzler haters, but the other one, licorice haters.
Oh, licorice haters.
Maybe I'm
that's
thinking.
probably
Maybe I'm
what we're
thinking of
of.
licorice. Yeah.
This is why we bring snack experts along.
Yeah, this is
for
why we
videos
brought you
like
on.
this. What would you probably rate Twizzlers as if you were sitting down playing a game of EDH with the boys?
I think the low upkeep of the Twizzlers and the zero crumbs.
Yeah, zero crumbs.
Really puts us in a high state. The only knock against Twizzlers, I would say, is they stick together really easily. So you have to separate them. But I think
peeling them apart. That's true. Might miss an upkeep trigger or something.
exactly. Yeah. Your Paradox Haze might trigger, and just you don't notice it because you're peeling away the Twizzlers.
That's fair.
I'd say A tier for the Twizzlers.
A tier?
Yeah.
I'd agree with A tier. A tier is pretty good. Let's skip around a little bit. Powdered donuts. Little Debbie's powdered donuts. What are we thinking, boys?
They're delicious.
These are scrumptious.
They're
absolutely amazing.
The cost. It comes at a price.
A big price.
A big price.
If somebody came to your EDH night, and they all sat down at your table, and somebody just bust out a package of Little Debbie donuts, powdered donuts, would you let them reach across the table and touch your cards?
Oh, absolutely.
No,
Probably not.
definitely not.
But at the same time, again, they're not circus people.
They're not
circus
circus
So
people.
can we make a D tier?
Can we?
I don't think we can. Right?
Okay.
I think
well, then that's fine. I think
a C tier.
C tier.
C tier. Like
C
low
tier.
C tier.
They're low. They're the bottom of C tier.
Bottom of C tier. All right.
Whereas
All
Cheetos
right.
would be the top of C tier.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're so good that they can almost get out, but we just can't.
The dust is too much.
Fruit trays. How about fruit trays? Just a good old fashioned fruit tray.
I think it's a strong competition for juice. You got to think about fruit juice
That's
here.
true.
Yeah,
it's not completely
I guess
clean.
it all depends on I think what kind of fruits you put on your fruit tray.
That is
like
true.
grapes would be pretty high up. I would even put grapes in S tier if it were just
Yeah,
grapes.
But apple slices are also pretty
Apple
clean.
slices, yeah. You know, especially with something like that where you can just have a little fork going, and stab the apple slices. There's gonna be no mess.
And
To no
sometimes they
mess.
can come with like a dipping thing.
Oh, the marshmallow dip.
Or like Nutella or caramel.
Yeah,
or
but I think the dip could get on the cards. Though.
that's true.
Yeah,
The
if you're
dip- the
using
dip
your
would be-
hands, dip is bad.
There's a lot of variables. in
There's a
it.
lot
There
of
is.
It's hard to
variants in
place.
fruit
I think-
tray.
I think-
Just a general fruit tray. Say you go out to the store, you buy a fruit tray. Where would you put the fruit tray?
It's in B to A tier somewhere.
I would think bottom
because of the high
Bottom
variance. I would
Yeah.
say B.
B?
I would say B, just because of high variance.
I suppose
That's true because it
Because
depends.
like something like kiwis, you're gonna get or pineapple.
Yeah,
you're
because somebody
gonna
brings
get.
pineapple's fairly popular, but it has a lot of juice, so it could get on
Exactly.
your
Yeah.
stuff.
Fair enough. Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
could
would
see
put it
high.
High B tier.
High B.
though.
High B tier.
It's
Yeah,
close.
it's a high.
Like if
it's
there
a
was
high
an
B
A
tier.
minus tier, or
Yeah.
B plus. So put it ahead of the chips.
Alright.
Okay. All right. Sure. Nutter butters.
Not a
Now these are an interesting snack. Personally, it's weird because a lot of people do have peanut allergies.
Oh, that is a big downside.
And sometimes it's not like vegans will shove it down your throat like, oh, I'm allergic to peanuts. Sometimes I've met friends who I didn't know for years that they were allergic
My
to
cousin's
peanuts.
allergic to peanuts, and I didn't know for a long time.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
you just never know.
I think bringing peanut snacks. Now, Nutter Butters, they're not super crummy.
But they're not completely like we're not talking like Cheez-Its and Twizzlers here. We're talking more in the Chips Ahoy tier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would say.
But it does get docked points because peanut butter.
Exactly.
So I think
Push into C tier.
High.
probably C tier.
Yeah.
However, you maybe could make an argument of in your own personal pod, if there's no peanut allergies, maybe it gets a B tier.
Maybe.
That's up
Oh
to you.
yeah, this is.
I personally
this is-
don't like them though, so I'm fine with C tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, C tier. Yeah, there we go. Salt and vinegar Lay's potato chips.
Ooh,
Those are a popular snack.
Those are a very popular snack.
they are a good one. But the vinegar and salt will get on your hands. That is for sure. That is for
yeah,
sure.
I didn't consider that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not like I think this is another Chips Ahoy tier of
Exactly.
cleanliness where it will get on your cards, but like if you have sleeves, it's not like a deal breaker like Cheeto dust would be.
Exactly.
So what are we thinking as far as tier goes?
I would think middle B tier.
Yeah, it sounds like
Middle
another
B
B
tier.
tier snack to me.
Now, but I want to bring up the fact that salt and vinegar chips, you can't just keep on eating them. Like if somebody was to set out like a bowl of like Cheez-Its, right? You could just sit there and just munch on Cheez-Its for hours. But like salt and vinegar chips, they get old. You know, because they're so salty.
See, I'd have to disagree with that.
Would you? Wow, you're the professional.
I'm a
John.
fan of the salt and vinegar chips. Now,
Yeah.
not to be biased or anything, but
Oh yeah, no bias here. No,
Exactly,
no bias in this
exactly.
video.
I've seen some people put down some salt and vinegar chips
Exactly.
in my day.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
personally don't
alright.
eat that many of them, but I've seen some people do it. You do need a drink though, but I think all of these you really need a drink to
Yeah,
really
yeah,
enjoy for
yeah.
a long period of time. So I don't think that's really.
All right,
outside.
so if we're not considering that, we're thinking C or B, boys.
I'd say B tier.
I'd say B tier.
That sounds
tier?
pretty consistent
Okay,
with what we've been
alright.
doing. Probably ahead of the cookies.
Ooh, honey buns.
honey buns.
Honey buns. I love honey buns.
Honey buns are good.
They are
Great snack.
The individual wrapping on a honey bun does save it
It
from
does.
its standard.
It's true.
like-
Normally, you would get really sticky and a real mess, but you can kind of do that thing where you just unwrap just the top
Yeah,
of it,
exactly,
kind of
yeah.
munch down on it.
You do have some crumbs, but again, the wrapper also helps you a little bit there, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
mhm. This is probably the messiest snack that could get a high rating for this tier list.
yeah, I'd
Yeah,
agree. Like,
I'd agree with that.
usually it'd be in C tier, but the packaging can push it to B or maybe even A. depending.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Because it's functional, very functional
Yeah.
packaging.
it's almost as if it was designed for this.
Almost.
Almost.
I'm thinking B or A here, boys.
If it's B, it's high B. If it's A, I think it's really low A.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's right on the border there.
It is
It's just
right
like
on the border.
how much crumbs do we think you get from honey buns?
I don't think a lot. I don't think there's a huge amount of crumbs.
No, not really.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I really don't know. What
I
do you
would-
guys think?
I think I
Snack
would
professional John, what do you got for us?
say I would say low A tier.
Low A tier?
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just was wondering.
That,
am I
ladies and-
crazy here, you know?
That, ladies and gentlemen, is why you always have a snack professional nearby. Rice Krispie treats. Now this is very popular. Some people home make their own, and you can go out and buy it in the store. They even have like big party sheets. Really easy to have enough for the whole table to enjoy as much Rice Krispie treats as they like. So
I think
quantity
that
issues definitely
definitely
not a
helps it.
problem here.
Mhm.
Whereas, like with a box of Chips Ahoy, for example, you may have to start rationing them out towards the end of the play session.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or you might have to buy two, which, like, you know, the cost or whatever. But
Mhm.
Rice Krispie treats are cheap and you can get a lot of them.
It's true.
However, the marshmallows, they're kind of sticky.
They are.
It
but
is a little bit
So
sticky
this
snack.
this is where we're gonna have to. It depends on what kind of Rice Krispie treats you have, I think, because the homemade ones, those are gonna be more messy, and you could solve this by holding it in a napkin.
Yeah.
But now the individually wrapped ones, not nearly as messy as a homemade one, but they don't taste as good. So it's just like, it's like the fruit tray. There's a lot of variables in a Rice Krispie treat, I would say.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Any comments, John?
I do think you bring up the point because they also have the similar thing that the honey buns do with the individually wrapped.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's true.
Yeah,
And unlike something like Cheetos, you can solve the homemade one issue by picking it up with a napkin
Exactly,
or something,
yeah,
and then it's
yeah.
not messy anymore.
But since they do have that homemade variable, I do believe that it would be closer to the fruit tray
That's true.
as far as rankings go.
But how much do we value the quantity of the amount of Rice Krispie treats you
you're
can
right.
get? Does that push it to A tier?
I'd say no. I'd
No?
say it's
Yeah.
probably a B tier.
High
I'd
B
say
tier.
it's top of B tier.
Pretty high. Higher than fruit tray?
I would say it's higher
I'd rank it higher than fruit tray.
because of quantity.
That's fair. That's fair.
I guess a fruit tray is healthier, but this is a snack too.
We don't care about health.
Yeah.
We're gamers.
Exactly.
Let's do Nillaway first. Nilla
Nillaway
wafers is just a. It's not a super popular choice, but like if somebody were to put down a box of Nilla wafers, I feel like I wouldn't complain about it.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
They're
Nilla
pretty-
wafers-
I wouldn't go buy them myself, but at the same time, they're pretty good.
They are.
However, these things create crumbs like
Oh,
mad,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Oh,
like they just leave stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
that's fair. That's true.
I think as far as crumbs go, they'd be as bad as Nutter Butters.
Yeah,
Mm.
probably worse actually.
Yeah.
However, they taste significantly better than Nutter Butters.
And they're not circus peanuts.
They're not circus
They are
peanuts.
not circus peanuts.
So while I don't think they quite get to B tier, they're definitely a solid C tier. I'd
Yeah.
put them
C
above
tier.
donuts,
Yeah.
but behind Cheetos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right there.
All right. The Taco Bell 12 pack.
Oh,
Oh.
a spicy
Oh.
choice. This one pushes the boundary of snack.
It really does. It's almost a meal, but 4 players, that's 3 tacos each.
And especially if you get in like our games where you have 5 and 6, you could be down to 2 tacos.
Exactly.
And then,
Exactly.
I don't especially if somebody gets more than the rest, you could only have 1 taco. And the small taco 12 party pack taco definitely falls into a snack category for me.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this. I would say this does qualify as a snack, which was why I decided to include it in the tier list. My only comment here is that they would have to be the soft tacos. Crunchy tacos are way too messy.
Yeah.
Even soft tacos, you have the little taco sauce and little bits of lettuce and beef that get everywhere.
Yeah, that is true, but they're a lot less messy than the crunchy tacos.
Oh, for sure, yes.
That are open face.
I was just saying, taco 12 party pack is just messy no matter which way you go. But you have to go soft taco.
Yeah.
You have to go with soft taco for sure. So let's assume that we got the taco 12 pack of soft tacos. Where are we ranking this?
It's an odd one because you have the same argument as the Rice Krispie treats in the terms of cost to quantity. A taco 12 party pack, you don't pay a whole lot and you get a lot of snack.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are way more messy than a Rice Krispie treat. So I would say the top of C tier personally. But what does our snack expert think?
I think that's a good assertion, Brent. I think that's a very well thought out view. You do get a lot of tacos. That is excellent. You always want more tacos, but they are messy. You demonstrated that. So I do think top of C tier is where I'd put them.
Top of C
You
tier.
agree with that, Isaac?
I would put it in B tier actually.
Really?
I have been known to buy a 12 pack and take it to
You
EDH
have,
nights.
yes.
Many times. And
However, we
it's
usually
always,
eat them before we play, though.
sometimes we start the game and
Every once in a while you see somebody grab
one
a
of us
taco
grabbing
or-
some tacos left over.
I guess
yeah.
I guess they do have the individual wrapping.
They
on
are
them.
individually wrapped.
That's true.
Mhm.
But sometimes you still have a little bit of escape. But
Yeah, just a little bit. But I can't think of a single instance where a card has been tacofied.
yeah, I haven't seen somebody card get drenched in taco sauce. That's true.
It's although I guess it is a possibility that we have just been getting lucky. But I would be more prone to put this in B tier, boys.
Yeah, we do have a fairly large sample. Does that change your opinion, snack expert?
No, I'm gonna stand firm on top of C tier.
Top of C tier. You are the snack expert. Top of C tier it is. Bop. Beep. All right, Doritos. All right. Now there is a huge controversy over which is the best Doritos. Real quick, just out of curiosity, are you a Cool Ranch or nacho cheese kind of person, John?
I am personally a Cool Ranch guy.
A Cool Ranch guy. Interesting.
I'm a nacho cheese guy.
Nacho
myself.
cheese. Personally, I'm also in the nacho cheese family. Now, Doritos, I think they fall victim to the same Cheeto problem, where your fingers are just going to get coated in
Dorito dust.
Dorito dust. Now, normally, this is the best thing that can happen to you. But playing Magic, you don't want your fingers covered in Dorito dust.
Yeah. It's a downside.
Yeah, it is a
A
downside.
double-edged sword, one might say.
Indeed.
So we're thinking C tier?
I'm thinking above Cheeto C tier.
Above
okay.
Cheetos,
So
yeah,
right
they
behind
are
the
better
tacos.
than Cheetos. I would agree with that. All right. Takis.
Let's do Takis. I've never had Takis. As I understand it, they're just like knockoff Flaming Hot Cheetos, but more popular for some reason.
I honestly don't understand the appeal with Takis. I see people eating Takis all the time. I bought myself a bag a while ago, and I wasn't able to finish the bag, to be honest with you. I just did not like them. Now, I understand this may be blasphemy. Before you hit the dislike button, though, viewers, I would like to ask you, make an argument for it in the comments.
Yeah, tell us why we should try out Takis, you know?
Tell us why we should try out Takis.
Everyone had them
That's
at
right.
my school, but I never tried them personally. What, have you ever had Takis?
No, personally, as a snack expert, I have not had Takis. However, I have heard many things about them. And so I don't really have a judge on this one. However, from Isaac's description, it sounds like it'd be lower tier.
Yeah, it's they're not great, and
Are they messy?
They are a little bit messy. Now I wouldn't say they're like Cheetos. I think they're cleaner than Cheetos, but you still get some residue on your fingers for sure.
So maybe ahead or behind Cheetos then?
Definitely behind Cheetos. Definitely behind Cheetos.
What do you think, Snack Expert? This might be our subjectiveness pulling through here. Like they're messy, but not as messy as Cheetos.
I think they'd probably be between Doritos and Cheetos.
Okay.
Doritos and Cheetos.
That's where I would put them objectively.
Okay, I think they are more popular than Cheetos. I think it's just our play group doesn't really do Takis. Now I'm not sure if that's a regional problem or what.
No, everyone at my school does Takis.
Okay,
So
all right.
some of our friends would definitely be in the Takis demographic. So.
All right. Hey, let's go with sweet tarts. What do you guys think of sweet tarts?
I think sweet tarts are good. I don't think they're really messy either, are they?
No, not at all.
No, they're definitely not messy. Now,
Sweet tarts are pretty good.
they are pretty good. I personally, I don't think that sweet tarts have like they're good. Candy's good, but as a snack at your EDH table, they're not really substantial. You know what I'm saying?
You don't get a lot of sweet tarts for the amount of money you get for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sweet tarts are one of the more luxurious candies you're not gonna get.
It's more of like a single person thing, you know? Like you buy a bag, you buy a little box of sweet tarts for yourself, and you might share a couple with your friends, but it's not like slapping down a big bag of chips in the middle, you know?
Yeah.
That's true. You'd have to buy quite a few boxes to fill a bowl. I would think.
They do come in larger packs, though. You can buy larger packs.
I've never seen a larger pack of sweet tarts.
Maybe we're wrong then. Maybe
All right. Well, this is once again, ladies and gentlemen, Snack Expert has proven useful. So I guess my only complaint with sweet tarts is no longer valid. So I would be willing to put this as a solid B.
Yeah.
I'd say
solid B.
I'd say above. It's a difficult one to choose because it has a similar issue to salt and vinegar chips, where if you eat too many, it does.
Oh yeah,
that's
but
true.
it's also not nearly as messy. So I believe it is above salt and vinegar chips.
I'd say so.
All right.
That sounds reasonable to me.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Let's go with trail mix. Trail mix is another high variance snack.
That's true. Because isn't trail mix basically just a bag of random snacks?
It's like it's like nuts, raisins, M&Ms. Sometimes you got.
I've seen pretzels in there.
Yeah, I've seen pretzels. It just depends on the kind of trail mix. Like a classic mountain trail mix is gonna have the raisins and the M&Ms and be a little bit sweeter. It's still gonna have. Now, most of them will have peanuts as well, so it does fall victim to the same peanut problem as Nutter Butters, and also assorted other nuts. Actually,
that's true. Yeah, a lot of people have
nut allergies. But honestly, they're pretty clean. They're not going to create too big of a mess.
Yeah, at worst, you get some salt on your hands, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like nothing that you can't like brush off on your jeans or your basketball shorts if you're Brendan. So I think you're pretty good as far as mess goes. It just does fall victim to the nut problem.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a high C, low B to me.
I think low B.
Low B?
Low
okay,
B.
That's fair.
Low B. It is the better of the peanut snacks I think you could,
That's true.
you could bring. And let's go with vegetable tray. We covered fruit tray. This is going to have a lot of variance as well, but I do think that more of the vegetables are cleaner than fruits. So you're not going to create more of a mess. Whereas, like, you know, if you're picking up kiwi or pineapples with your fingers, you're going to get your hands all juicy. Normally, you don't see messy vegetables really in
there is some
vegetable trays. Yeah, I mean, like cucumbers, your fingers will get a little moist, but it's not like getting juice all over your
Mhm.
hands.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same.
I think it does also come with the dip variance problem. Because, like,
It
you know, like,
does.
even if, like, you might not personally use the dip to not endanger your cards, other people see dip and they just can't resist. Like, you know, some
Mhm.
people just, they can't eat their carrots without ranch. I don't like ranch, but a lot of people do.
Fair.
So,
That's fair. That's fair.
I would think that the variance would keep it out of A tier, but you could definitely bring an A tier veggie tray.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
true.
So I would put it next to the fruit tray personally, but maybe above it.
Right there.
There you
Yeah,
go.
definitely a little bit better.
You
than
agree
the
with
fruit
that,
tray.
snack expert?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
All right.
Now, that again, we want to remind you that we don't think that a fruit tray is worse than a veggie tray. In fact, we feel quite the opposite. We're just as unbiased as possible. We are
Yeah.
trying to bring you the snacks that are the safest to bring to EDH night with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, let's go with M&Ms.
M&Ms, I think, are a fantastic snack.
Excellent
I
snack.
do. Yeah.
Now you
they-
have a lot of variants on different kinds and flavors of M&Ms you can
Yeah.
bring.
But you cannot go wrong with the regular.
It's
Mhm.
true.
But they have a lot of variants. If you have a lot of game nights and say your friends are getting tired of the regular M&Ms, maybe you could bust out the pretzel ones or something.
Exactly.
It's true.
They're all going to be clean, little to no mess.
Yeah.
You can buy very large bags of M&Ms.
Mhm.
is
You can.
another one.
They make very large bags of M&Ms. I think that this will be our first S tier, boys.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's at minimum A tier, but I could see the argument.
I think the versatility plus the
cost effectiveness,
Cost
effectiveness.
effectiveness,
the cleanliness.
the
Exactly.
incredible array of flavors.
Mhm.
I would have to put this at
I
S
think
tier.
I'd
that's a
S tier.
reasonable S tier.
All right. Let's go with tortilla chips. What do you guys
chips.
think about tortilla chips? Now, the thing about tortilla chips is most people don't eat tortilla chips plain.
Mhm.
You probably have either a cheese dip or a salsa. So
That's
keep
funny
that in
because
mind.
I've always typically eaten them plain.
Yeah,
Or
really?
maybe I'm the anomaly.
Snack expert, what's the verdict on this?
While I personally eat them plain, I do know more people that eat them with a dipping.
That's true. I do see them dipped a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
yeah, I would think if we judged the fruit tray and the veggie tray with the possible addition of dip, that we should judge the tortilla chips the same way to be consistent.
Absolutely. Now, as far as messiness goes, though, as what
Without-
tortilla chips has over the vegetable and the fruit tray is that they make tortilla chips in different shapes, and the little bowl tortilla chips, they don't drop as much sauce
That's true.
as a vegetable would
Mm-hmm.
or fruit.
However, as a knock to them, they do produce a lot more crumbs.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
I was thinking
That's
the
true.
messiness of a tortilla chip comes from the salt and the crumbs from when it like crunches, aside from the dip itself, which is a whole nother matter entirely.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think I would put them B tier personally.
Yeah.
B
yeah.
tier, yeah, I
Yeah.
would say that. I would put them higher end on the B tier though.
Well,
Would you
I-
agree?
I think between Chips Ahoy and the fruit platter, personally.
That's where I was thinking. 'Cause I
Slap it
don't,
right down in the middle.
Cause I don't think they're as good as a Rice Krispie treat.
It is definitely probably one of the most average snacks of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
I
you
think
know
you
it's
could-
something you'd bring to a party, and you know it's just convenient because of how easy and cheap it is, and you know you don't have to do any sort of preparation or
Yeah.
any sort of like that.
I think-
just dump it in a bowl and you're good to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think without dip, high B tier, but because of the possibility of dip, that pushes it down.
Exactly.
To mid-B tier.
Exactly.
That's fair. That's fair. When we talked about M&Ms, let's talk about Skittles. I think Skittles, whereas I personally like Skittles better than M&Ms, they do melt a lot easier than,
They're
than
very
M&Ms.
they're slightly
a little
messier.
bit stickier.
Yeah, they give you a little bit of stickiness, and stickiness is not what you want on your magic card.
That's a
However,
card killer.
It's
Mhm.
not like consistent though. Like they're
Ah,
not
yeah.
always sticky. They just sometimes are.
Exactly.
Yeah, it depends on if your hands get clammy while you're playing your storm deck.
Maybe you're busting out your vampire fight club and the situation's getting dire. I don't know. I definitely think they're not S tier.
No.
They're definitely not S tier. I'd slap them in the A tier.
I would slap them in the A tier, but they do have less variance though. So I don't think they're going to be top of A tier.
No.
Yeah, definitely the lower end of A tier.
I can only think of a handful of different other flavors, but like they have like wild berry, which is like super good. But like, and then the dark Skittles. Remember the Skittles, like the dark Skittles. Remember those?
Oh no, I don't personally remember those.
I remember tropical ones.
Oh, the tropical.
There was like
good.
4th of July America ones.
I do remember those. Those were pretty good.
Those ones are good too. Yeah,
I'd say they're above Honey Buns, but as much as I prefer them to Twizzlers, I do think they're below Twizzlers.
Yes, that's what I think as well.
That's fair. That's fair. Twizzlers are just like
they're so clean.
Messless.
Like you can't really fight that.
Welch's fruit snacks. Ooh, fruit snacks.
I think these are strong contenders.
These are really good.
I think it's A or S.
I think it's
I don't think it's a B tier snack. They're not messy in the slightest. Right?
Yeah.
No, they're not messy.
Right.
Not even. Even if you get the they have those Gushers ones that have like juice in the middle, but like they're in the middle.
Yeah, it's contained.
It's contained.
It's going to be completely in your mouth by that point.
These are going to be completely messless, and they're just really good. They're individually packaged, so you're not going to get like people's germs when they're just reaching in trying to grab some. And I think just open up a pack and go for it.
High variancy too. There's a lot of fruit snacks out there. You want Spider-Man, you want.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's
Lots
true.
of flavors.
Exactly.
They even have some with health benefits. I've seen the Flintstone gummies.
Yeah. I was gonna say they can be on the healthier side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm thinking S tier.
I'm thinking S tier.
Sounds reasonable to me.
I'm thinking S tier. I think looks like we might have a couple S tiers actually here coming up. Oreos and pretzels together.
Yeah.
All right.
If you have not tried, like, you take an Oreo, right?
Woo!
You put a pretzel on the top and on the bottom of it. This is like, in terms of taste, this trumps everything on the list. And I know we said we weren't gonna be biased, but like, just trust us. Like, there's no way you're not gonna like it. But you can also just throw them into a bowl together. Pretzels, Oreos in a bowl, just mixed together. It's incredible.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you what. Unless you've tried it, you can't judge us for what we're about to do here. Top of S tier.
Yeah. Now I will say, the Oreos can get a little bit messy. However, I think you guys are just gonna have to give us this one. Like, it's just so good that I think. Like, are you in agreement, snack expert John? We can just put it into S tier just because.
I think the flavor's worth the cards.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Flavor's worth the cards.
Like, just play with some sleeves on. You'll be fine. Trust us. It's not Cheeto dust. It's not that bad.
It's true. And if you were super worried about it, the pretzels themselves, they don't really create any mess. So you just slap one on either finger and sandwich it between an Oreo. You don't ever have to touch an Oreo.
Yeah.
Just you'd have to get the pretzel shaped ones as opposed to pretzel sticks, you know what I'm saying?
Now, finally we have the popcorn bucket. Now this popcorn bucket is going to have a little bit of an explanation behind it, all right? So the popcorn bucket brings something that nothing else on this snack list can bring, and that is a gameplay advantage. So I need you to I'm gonna set the scene for you here, okay? We have me, Isaac, and a couple other friends. We're playing a game of EDH late in the night, right? Now somebody brought a popcorn bucket and put it into the middle of the table for everyone to share. We're all munching on the popcorn, right? I'm in a pretty strong position in this game, and I go to line up for my lethal attack. However, we all know about the old settle the wreckage, you're attacking creatures and exile all of them. So I calculate Isaac's life total and only attack with the creatures that I need as he's tapped. He has no cards in hand and only 1 mana up. And, it looked like a lethal attack. It was completely reasonable. Like, you didn't want to commit too many creatures in case somebody else decided to save him. However, the popcorn bucket blocked an elixir of immortality from view. And since I attacked for Xaxes, he was able to pop his elixir and live because I didn't see it because of the popcorn bucket.
Oh, you have no idea. While he was sitting there calculating the damage, I'm like, he's going to attack me with exactly. So I'm busting out my phone and I'm texting and I'm like, yo, I think I'm going to survive because of this popcorn bucket. And sure enough, he attacks me with exactly lethal. And I crack that elixir of immortality. I gain that 5 life. And Sure enough, I survived to make it another turn. Now, granted, in that particular game, I did die the very next turn.
I had my revenge.
But it was enough to buy me one extra turn. If I had drawn the cards I needed, I could have turned that game around easy peasy. So that is why we have to put the popcorn bucket in the S plus tier. But we don't actually have an S plus tier because we didn't consider this. But popcorn bucket is one of the few snacks that does provide you with a gameplay advantage. And that has been all of our snacks. So let us know in the comments if you liked this video, or if you disagreed with where we placed some of these snacks, or if you want us to do another one. Comment some snacks you think that we should add to the tier list. Anybody have any closing thoughts?
It's been an honor to be here. Glad I could be your snack expert.
Oh, we're really glad to have you. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
snack expert John.
Thanks for coming on the show. If you like this video, feel free to just, do the standard, drop a like, subscribe, all that nonsense, and we'll see you next time.